All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome to another great session with the presidential candidate of the fictional Common Sense People's Party. Now, during the 2023 presidential election campaigns, one of the major areas Peter Obi hammered on was government wastage. He spoke with numbers. Using the 2022 budget, he compared the budget allocation for the wardrobe of ministers and some executives to the salaries of doctors and professors. He said the amount allocated to critical areas of development when compared to what we budgeted for frivolities shows that we have an irresponsible ruling culture, an irresponsible ruling class. One would have thought that the TINUBU administration would at least learn a thing or two from that submission from Obi. But no, after they forced their way to power, they made one of the most ridiculous budgets of all time, the 2024 budget. And it came after several billions had been spent on buying SUVs and foreign trips. But following the outrage of Nigerians, because Nigerians began complaining bitterly, especially during the just concluded Christmas and New Year celebrations, that how can this administration be wasting Nigeria's money like this while the people are suffering? Following these complaints, the TINUBU administration came out today attempting to win the heart of Nigerians by emulating Peter Obi, since Obi has become the only one in the ruling class who speaks the minds of the people. But TINUBU's attempt to emulate Obi did not sound convincing, and it was heavily rejected by the people. Before I show you what he did and how Nigerians reacted, let me quickly show you this shocking revelation made by Peter Obi. Look at how the papers reported it. How can you budget 5 billion for student loans while 6 billion is budgeted for legislators' car park? Peter Obi knocks federal government. The Labour Party presidential candidate in the 2023 elections, Peter Obi, has lamented over the state of human capital development in Nigeria. Obi asserted that the inadequate attention being paid to human capital development is the root cause of most investment challenges. Speaking via his X account, the former Anambra governor expressed shock that 2024 budget had a sum of 5 billion budgeted for student loans, while a larger sum of 6 billion was budgeted to build a car park for the legislators. He lamented that if Nigeria does not cut cost of governance and strictly prioritize expenditure on areas of growth and development, the country will not achieve any tangible and lasting development. Obi said it is shocking that Nigeria's budget was signed and released to the world without prioritizing the critical areas of investment for the people. According to him, today in this country, the inadequate attention being paid to human capital development is at the root of most investment challenges. This malay has become a recurring decimal in our political life due to poor governance and persistent leadership failure. It is therefore shocking that our budget was signed and released to the world without prioritizing the critical areas of investment for the people. A sum of 5 billion was budgeted for student loans, while a larger sum of 6 billion naira was budgeted to build a car park for legislators who recently used 12 times the amount of student loan to buy official cars. Now we are using an amount more than was budgeted for student loans to provide legislators with car parks. Nigeria remains a country without a national library. Now, first of all, there is nobody in this country, including every member of TINUBU's cabinet, who studied the 2024 budget like His Excellency Peter Obi. That alone is the highest level of patriotism. And this his recent submission about that budget once again proves that APC doesn't care about Nigeria. Now, to the Muslims and the ethnic warriors watching this video, your administration budgeted more for car park than Nigerian students. Is that what your religion teaches? Is that what Oodua espoused? Now, let us look at how the TINUBU administration attempted to emulate His Excellency Peter Obi. Watch this video by TINUBU's media spokesman, Ajuri Ngelale.
His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has, by his most recent directive, approved a massive cost-cutting exercise that will cut across the entire federal government of Nigeria and the offices of the President himself, the Vice President, and the office of the First Lady. It will be conducted in the following fashion. 1, the official trips that will be undertaken within the country, that is, when Mr. President or the Vice President travels to any state within the country, the massive bills that accrued due to allowances and ESTA code for security detail coming from Abuja, going and traveling into those states, will be massively cut due to the directive of the President that the security outfits within states, whether it be police, DSS, or branches of the military, will frontline his protective detail when he travels to those states, a major cost-cutting initiative. That will affect the office of the Vice President as well as the office of the First Lady. Additionally, when any international travel is being approved, the following limits have been placed on all ministers of the Federation. 4 members of their staff, appointees and the like, will be allowed to travel with a minister on an official trip. For heads of agency, that will be limited to 2 members of staff allowed to travel on an official trip. Furthermore, the numbers that the President has now approved for official travel with him that will apply to his principal staff are as follows. On international trips, the President has directed that no more than 20 individuals be allowed to travel with him.
Now, before I react to that speech and also show you how Nigerians rejected this attempt to deceive them, let me quickly once again say a very big thank you to those of you who have subscribed to my new YouTube channel called Mr. Benjamin. Thank you very much. Words cannot tell how much I appreciate your support. To those who are yet to subscribe, please endeavor to give me a subscription today. I know you want to support me, but it keeps skipping your mind. I beg, make you no skip your mind again today. Get me to 1K subscribers, my dear obedient family. I'll drop a link to the channel in the comment section of this video, or you can just type Mr. Benjamin in your YouTube search bar and the channel will pop up and then you can subscribe. Thank you very much for your support. Now, let's get back to Tinubu's administration announcing that they will be cutting costs. I don't expect any normal person to believe this obvious propaganda. Apart from the fact that Ajuri Ngelale tells so many lies, I just showed you here how 6 billion naira was budgeted for car parks. So all of a sudden, those same people are going to change. The same people who budgeted 6 billion for car parks for legislators and 5 billion for all the students in Nigeria will now change and start cutting down costs. And look at how Nigerians reacted. Look at some of the tweet reactions. And the very first tweet here put an end to this whole discussion. It showed that Buhari told this same lie. The tweet says, "Rinse and repeat. There is nothing new under the sun. It is all lies and propaganda in different forms and at different times. Zero integrity to deliver anything excellent. End to end." And look at the pictures that followed the tweet. Buhari slashes travel costs for ministers and others to curb leakages. Buhari slashes ministers' foreign trips, ESTA codes. That was what Buhari said. At the end of the day, the corruption continued. And that is the same thing these guys are doing. This tweet here says, this government enjoys making announcements and giving instructions that they themselves don't even follow or execute. That is exactly what they do. Dr. Kenon here says they are gradually listening to Peter Obi. It seems so, but you know, they can never execute it because they don't have the same mindset. And this tweet here says, we will believe it when we see it. Trust Ngelale at your peril. The Switzerland trip is loading. Make we check something. Yes, there is one trip loading now. Tinubu is about to go to Switzerland. That is when you see. I will remind you here that all Ngelale said here are lies. And this tweet by Pi says, these men cannot be trusted. These men cannot be trusted. They determine their pay, authorize their pay, spend their pay, and investigate their pay. Oh, and this tweet by David Hunden's disciple says, we need to cultivate the habit of not believing criminals and con men when they announce or talk about anything good. We should only believe when we see these good things being practiced and manifested in our eyes. Nigerians, learn. And this tweet by Baron Chimeka says, if you believe this, I have an island in the Bahamas to gift you for free. It means you are a big fool. And that is it. Nigerians refused to be fooled by that charade of an announcement. It is all propaganda trying to buy over Nigerians after a budget that dehumanizes them. Anyway, make I leave am here. Don't forget to go to my new YouTube channel called Mr. Benjamin and give me a subscription. It is an entertainment and comedy channel with political humor and satires. Support your man today. As for me, make I still enter town. Make I go get some ogbonge political news wey una go like. Why? Because of una na I dey here. So, don't go away. Don't go away.